Afternoon. My name is Nick. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My name is Xiangyu Wei, but you can also call me Ivy.
Thank you, Ivy. Can you tell me where you're from?
I come from Yunnan province, which is located in the southeast of China.
Now, first of all, I would like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about what you do. Do you work or are you a student?
I'm a student now.
What subject are you studying?
My major is food science and engineering, and in which I am interested in this major.
Why are you interested in this major?
I think it is very fancy for me to research some good projects like the genetic and proteins. I think maybe it can help me to improve my skills of do some experiments.
When do you study best, in the morning or at night?
To be honest, I like to study at night. I think at night is quite, and I can work efficiently and I can pay more attention about the thing what I do.
Who is more important to you and your success on the course? Is it the lecturers who teach you, or is it the classmates who study with you?
I think the tutor or the teacher is more important for me because they can give me a lot of helpful and useful advice to improve myself.
Let's talk about islands. Have you ever been to an island?
Yes. Last week I went to the Hainan Island, which is located in the south of China. The island is very beautiful. I like the landscape of the island.
Are there many islands in your country?
To be honest, I'm not clear it's about the number of the island.
Would you want to live on an island if you had the chance to?
Actually, I don't want to live in an island. Although the landscape is very beautiful, but I think I feel lonely and I have less things to do.
What do you actually do when you are on an island? What do you like to do?
I like surfing in the ocean, and I also like to play some balls on the beach, so with my friends.
Let's talk about tea and coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Do Chinese people like to drink tea or coffee?
According to my experience, more Chinese people would like to drink tea because it's just like a habit for Chinese people.
What about you personally?
I prefer to drink tea. I think the taste is better compared with the coffee. Coffee is too bitter.
Do you tend to prepare tea or coffee for guests to your home?
I prefer to prepare the tea for my guests because at my home we have less coffee, so it's very convenient for us to prepare tea for my visitors.
When was the last time you drank tea or coffee? The last time?
Yes. Yes. Last week I went to the island, so I drank some coffee to make me better because I sleep too late.
Now, Ivy, I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you speak, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, You can make some notes if you wish. You understand? Here's a pen and some paper for making notes if you'd like to. And here is your topic. I would like you to describe a place where where you can read or write that is not your home. All right. So just remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this. So don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when your time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Yes. The first time when I see this topic, the first place went into my mind is the library named the John Library, which is nearby my home. Actually, I go to the library 3 times a week. You know, I like reading books in a very quiet place. I think it is the best choice for me. And sometimes I spend a lot of time reading magazines to relax myself and reading some references to improve my experience skills. I think the library is very quiet. I like the study atmospheres. And in this library, I can work efficiently. Of course, I like the design of this building. It is composed of 3 parts, and they connected by 4 bridges. So I think the bridge is innovative. I can get a lot of ideas from the design. Apart from that, I also think the library just like the friends of mine. So I like to go to the library to read.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You often go to libraries. Do your friends back in China like to go to libraries often as well? Is it common among your friends to also go to the library to study or read?
Yes, I have a lot of opportunity to go to libraries with my friends, and it is very good for me to keep calm and improve the efficiency of my work.
So so the library you mentioned is was that a university library, by the way, or is it like a council library, what's the word, public library?
It's a public library. Yes.
What's the name again?
It's John Library.
Oh, okay. Now, do you think there are enough libraries in, say, Brisbane, that we provide enough public libraries?
You mean the public libraries in Brisbane compared with the library in my country?
Yeah, say you could definitely compare, absolutely.
Oh yes, I think there are a lot of differences between them. Firstly, the directions of the library is different. I like the directions in Brisbane Library, especially in UQ, because their chairs is very comfortable. And in China, a lot of library have some old machines or old chairs. Maybe it can make me feel uncomfortable.
When you say machines, what kind of machines do you mean?
The facilities, I mean the computer or some copy machine.
So maybe a bit old-fashioned or just doesn't. Do you think here it's more, I don't know, modern, or they spend more money on the libraries here? Would you say it feels more up to date, perhaps better facilities? I just think, because university libraries should be pretty high standard, I guess, across the board in different countries, but maybe I think not every country has 30 council libraries, you know, like the State Library, the Brisbane City Library. Do you think, there's a theory that Brisbane libraries are pretty good, or there's, and anyone can join for free, like you could join for free. Do you think other countries do the same, or should do the same, as anyone can join a library and enjoy all the facilities and borrow 10 books at a time, for example? Do you think that's a good thing? Is it a good thing? Do you think? Is it in other words, in China, I'm not sure that it would be so freely available to go to council libraries or public libraries. Do you think there should be more of that kind of thing in your country?
Yes, I think in China it is difficult to go to some public or council library because you have to have a card. So if you want to get a card, you have to have the student ID or some qualifications. So actually, a lot of people can't get the card to go to the public library.
Do you think it's too restrictive, like too strict, the process? That if you have to get a student card or something, so if you're an older person, for example, you might not be able to join the library. Is that a bit, do you think that should change or be relaxed or something, those rules?
Yes, I think it should be changed because just like you mentioned, some old people would like to read in the public library. So I think the government or the organization should provide the opportunities for them.
Because that's the question really. I guess reading and writing are essential life skills, and the government should do everything possible to encourage people to read, even if it means spending millions of dollars of, say, taxpayer money. It's an investment that needs to be made by the government. So would you agree with this?
Yes, I agree with this opinion. I think the government should pay more money or funds on rebuild or to improve the facilities or offer more opportunities for the readers, and maybe can create a better atmosphere for them.
Is it a problem in China at the moment? Literacy or illiteracy. Illiteracy should not be a problem in any developed countries, I guess, or any developing countries. Literacy is just being able to read and write. Do you think literacy is a problem in your country now? Illiteracy is still a problem in your country, or, for example, in Australia, there should be no child who leaves school should be illiterate. There's no reason for that. It's terrible. There's no excuse. Maybe in your country the same thing. The minimum you should get from your education should be you leave school, you can read, you can write. Every child should be able to do that at the age of 15 or 16. Is there any illiteracy in your country still? People who can't read at all. Does it still happen, or is this gone? Is this gone from as a problem? No problem. Ability to read and write, basically. It's a basic ability we take for granted, but some people in Australia still, some people maybe in rural countryside or whatever, still can't read. I'm wondering, is it still a problem in China, that reading ability or no reading ability?
You mean the reading? Less people have a reading ability.
Well, that's the thing, or maybe more people do. Maybe everyone does, which is good, which is perfect. But I'm wondering, what is the situation now in your country?
Yes, in my country, a lot of more and more people have the opportunity to go to the the school, they can get the compulsory education until 16 years old. So they have a lot of ability to read and write, but also they also have some people to have no money or have no qualification to get the education because maybe they don't have the ID of China.
So that is a problem. That could be a problem too.
Yes.
So that was what you said about libraries, and then maybe also about compulsory education. If you are denied or deprived of compulsory education, then you get shut out of the system, and then okay. So there's still some people who can't. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Ivy. That is the end of the speaking test. Thank you.